What you guys got another video on Windows 7 full setup with all updates and apps in 2024. Now, if you've done a fresh install of Windows 7, if you are still using Windows 7 that is, then this video might help. If you've had to do a fresh install of your operating system, you can see we've got a completely fresh install here. And of course, because this is end-of-life operating system, it doesn't get the support that it needs to run properly. So you're going to have to get all the updates installed on here. Now you can go down the unofficial route, but the first thing you want to do here, if you want to do it officially using the Windows Update, automatic updates in Windows, is find out what version you've got, which is Windows 7 Professional. Make sure you're running Service Pack 1 here. If you don't have Service Pack 1 installed, you're going to need to make sure you download Service Pack 1 from the Microsoft catalog or from their website and download and install it. The next best information to look for is the 32-bit operating system or whether it's 64-bit version. You'll need to download the updates for each individual one, whether it be 32-bit or 64-bit. So don't get them confused. And then you're pretty much good to go from there. So you can see this is our setup. 32-bit operating system, Service Pack 1 already pre-installed on this version. Like I said, if you don't have it pre-installed, you will need to get up to that at least before you continue. Otherwise, you may run into some issues. So let's go ahead and open up the browser here. You can see the browser's not working properly. This is Internet Explorer. And what we want to do is go google.com here. And we're just going to push enter here. And we are going to now search for Firefox, because Firefox is probably one of the best browsers for this operating system until we get further down the line, and it will start giving us options for other ones as well, like Edge and stuff like that. So here we can see the browser's done a search, and it's going to give us this error. So push continue to this website, not recommended. That's fine. You can see the page is not loading up properly, but that's okay. Come down all the way here and it should automatically give you the correct version for your PC. I'm going to click the 32-bit download version here, push continue, not recommended, and it says there, but push continue, not recommended, and it will let you download the file. All we need to do here is let that install as you would any other program. Just go ahead and install this and click install again. And there we go. And now we can launch Firefox. Once that's done, we can just bypass Internet Explorer and get on with the updates. So next up here, we're going to skip all this part here because we don't need to worry about that just yet, because we want to get this fully updated. And we're going to go ahead and start browsing. There we go. I've just turned off all of the ads and stuff like that you see on this browser, just to keep it nice and clean. And from there, what you want to do here now is we're going to do a search for the Microsoft catalog. If you don't have Service Pack 1 installed on your Windows 7 version, you really want to try to get up to Service Pack 1 at least, because otherwise you're going to start having issues. So do a search on here for the Service Pack 1 for this, or you can do a search on Google and Microsoft will have a direct link for it on their website. Now you can either do a search for Service Pack 1 here, or you can do a search for the actual KB file that you're looking for, and this will allow you to download the Service Pack to get that installed on the system. You need to make sure that's installed. If you already have this installed, you can skip this part, so don't worry about this part here for Service Pack 1 if you already had a version of Windows 7 Service Pack 1. Whether it be Professional, Ultimate or whatever, you still need to install all of these on the computer to keep you safe. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next step, because I already have the Service Pack 1 installed on this system, so I can skip past this step. So what I'm going to do next is go back over to the internet here and go to Google and do a search for this KB file right here. And again, you can do this on Microsoft catalog if you want to, but Microsoft have the link right here for this update Windows 7. It's got the file number there, KB3102810. Do a download for that and then click yes to accept the update. And then this will go ahead and start to install this particular file that we need. And once this is done, we can click restart now. So let's go ahead and quickly restart the system. You're going to be doing a lot of this because there's a lot of Windows updates to download. And what I'd advise you to do is once you've got a clean system and you've done all your updates and got everything the way you like it, is to make a clone of that drive so you can always put it straight back. And that way you don't have to go through this palaver every single time, because it is getting harder and harder to keep this operating system going. So once you've done that, we can go into control panel here, and you can change this to large icons or small icons if you want. And from here, we can go to Windows Updates, or you can do it through the Start menu. Make sure you turn on Automatic Updates. Once you've done this, this will start going off and checking for updates. Now, this might take a while, so be patient, because it is connecting to the servers. And again, the servers are working properly, but they are not the fastest of getting the files down and putting them onto the system. And this is because this is an end-of-life system, and Microsoft are probably not putting any heart and soul into it anymore, because it's dead operating system, basically. So you might find yourself waiting a fair bit for this to start. But once it does start, it will give you a big list of 170 odd updates which you can download. So be patient and let it finish its checking. And once it's finished its check-in, it might take 5 minutes or 3 minutes or something like that. And you should see something looking like this. And then you want to click on Install Updates. And this will then pull all the updates that it needs. So agree to their terms here and click on Finish. And this will then start to download that large pile of updates, which are 171 of important updates that are needed to keep this fully updated. Now, remember, these are essential updates that you do need. There's more after this as well, and you'll see it will take a bit of time to pull these all down. Just keep downloading them, restarting the system, and then going back into Windows Updates until there's none left. And once you've done all that, you can then head over to the browser and then basically look for Avast, the free antivirus program. Now, there's other ones out there, but again, this is free. Really, at this stage, you've just got to try and get something that is being updated regularly, and Avast do keep this updated, and it does work with Windows 7 as well. So download the file that you need, click on Install. This is the free version. Again, it's not the paid version that has all of the other security suite with it. So let's talk about end-of-life operating systems. I know it has a nostalgic feel to it, Windows 7, but at the end of the day, it is an end-of-life operating system, which means it's not receiving any more patches or security updates from Microsoft. No more support is given to this operating system. What does that mean to you? Well, you're going to get people in the comments section shouting at the screen and shouting at me saying, you don't know what you're talking about. I've been using this and I've not had any issues with it. Unfortunately, those people don't know anything about security. Without any security updates or patching, this will make this operating system vulnerable and easy for attack and easy for people to gain access to it from the outside world, which is something that you don't want. An antivirus will help and a firewall will help. But again, when you've got a vulnerability there that is not being patched, that means it's going to be staying like that forever. And unfortunately, that just makes this operating system very vulnerable. So we have now got the antivirus program installed, and it is now on the system. What you're going to need also is a firewall, and unless you've paid for a premium version of antivirus with a firewall, then you are going to need some form of firewall to help keep you somewhat safe. And you can use different types of firewalls, but I'm just going to let these updates come down here, and I'm going to completely update this system to the maximum as what I can do, and then that should be all you can expect from this. You're not going to be able to go here every day and update this because it's not receiving these updates anymore. And once that's all done, let me just quickly show you the end screen. You should see something looking like this when it's done its final check, and you should see that there's no more important updates left, and that means you've got them all installed on the system. So you can see here, no more important updates available. There is one optional update I could do here, and I'll probably do that one, but that's just basically what you can do there. It took about an hour to get all them installed on the system, believe it or not. But from here, what you can do now is also, I would go into your DNS and change this to some more secure DNS just for this operating system. And you don't have to do any of this stuff, but I would definitely put a much more secure DNS on that protects you from malware and things like that. So again, there's plenty of them to choose from. Just go into your network and internet, and from here you want to go to network and sharing center, and then from there you want to click on the change adapter settings on the left hand pane here. So go up here, and once you're on here you can click on this one and then click on your local area connection here, right click and click properties, and from here a little box will pop up. Go to your Internet Protocol version 4, which is your TCP IP version 4. From here, go to use the following DNS server addresses and put in a secure DNS inside here. I'm just putting OpenDNS in here as well. You can put one of those in. This does help protect against malware and things like that as well. So just put those in. They do have more family orientated ones on there as well, which you can use as well if you want to block that sort of stuff. Just go ahead and put those in like so. And once you've done that, you can click OK. And that is the DNS server's change for this particular machine. Again, click close, and that part is now done. What you're going to need to do next is get yourself a firewall, and you can choose whatever firewall you want. There's plenty of them out there to choose from. I'm going to go ahead with Simple Wall here, and this will help filter and block a lot of stuff here. We're going to go ahead and download this and get this installed on the system. Is all this necessary? Well, if you're going to be using this online and you're going to be using it as a regular daily driver, then yes, you are going to need antivirus program and some sort of firewall to try and help a little bit and use a bit of common sense. And after that, it's just down to not clicking on dodgy links and not installing anything from the internet, and watching what you're doing, making sure you've got a browser that is fully updated as well, and try and keep yourself as safe as possible there really. So let's go ahead and go through the motions here and install this onto the system. And again, this is going to install a better firewall than what this version of Windows has to offer now, because obviously it's not keeping updates for this particular thing, so we don't really want to use that. So once that's done, we've now got this installed on the system. You can go up to enable filters here, and this will block a bunch of different stuff for this operating system. You'll also see Microsoft Edge has been installed on here as well. And if you want to stop all that getting installed, then you can do by only going manually and installing all the updates. But again, that will take a long time to do. So we've now got all our filters installed on here. Everything is being protected and blocked as best as you can. And again, you should now be fully updated and fully up and running. Now, for whatever reason you want to use Windows 7, it's entirely your choice. I would not recommend using Windows 7 in 2024. That's just my opinion, because I just don't think it's safe enough anymore. But hey, if you want to use it, or you have proprietary software that you have to use Windows 7 for, maybe think about using it offline, or maybe get it up and running the way you want it, and then make a clone of it and then take it offline, or whatever it is you want to do. But personally, make sure you get it fully working and updated like that as best as you can, and keep your browser updated as best as you can. Use the very best browsers for this system, and hopefully you'll be okay. Again, it's not bloated like Windows 10 and Windows 11, but the choice is yours at the end of the day. I wouldn't advise it, but hey, that's basically how you can do it. Anyway, with that said, my name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Quick shout out for my YouTube members. I appreciate the support. I shall catch you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.